I watched that little segment on 60 Minutes. Found it quite fascinating. I think I've always believed that perpetual motion. I guess that that's really what we're talking about here is perpetual motion, and getting more energy out of an engine or a mechanism that you've put together than what you're putting in. And the way I always thought of it was like this: basically that that we have the first law of thermodynamics, which basically states that all energy just continues to dissipate. It just you start out with a lot of energy, and then as it goes along, it continues to dissipate. But the way I always looked at it was, if you have something that's falling, continually falling, like let's say there's an abyss, a hole that never ends, and you have a mechanism that is falling, and it is always falling. If you had something on that mechanism, like let's say a propeller that was spinning because of the wind against this propeller, then you have energy that is always being created. In that sense, the first law of thermodynamics is being applied in that you have something that is continually falling, but you also have a mechanism that is being perpetuated by that falling motion. If you've ever read about convection towers, I'm sure you heard about convection towers. They build them in the desert, and then they drop water from the top, and then as it evaporates, going down the funnel toward the bottom, it creates a wind which goes out and pushes these fans, and so then you have this. It's a perpetual motion machine in a sense, and that's kind of how I've always looked at it. But we're dealing with this on a molecular or an atomic scale. So I think that yes, it will be eventually will be accomplished. It's just that we don't really have the funding there. Not a lot of people are putting their money into it, and for obvious reasons. The money is in oil. I mean, it's just plain and simple. The amount of energy that we use to dig oil out of the ground is still less than the amount of energy we're getting. I mean, we're getting more energy from the oil that we're digging out of it than the energy we're putting into digging it out. So as long as that remains to be so, and then plus, there is this other concept that we're never going to have this type of energy source, perpetual motion energy or cold fusion, until somebody can finally come up with a structure that they're going to be able to control the patent of it, or they're going to be able to control the machinery. In other words, the elite, the power elite of the world, are not going to allow this type of energy to be released until they're going to get something out of it, until they're going to get the money out of it. Anyway, I really enjoyed your video, just like I always do. I didn't understand all of the chemistry. I've never taken chemistry, believe it or not, of all the units I took in college. But anyway, God bless everyone, and everyone keep seeking truth. God bless.